Now I'd like to welcome to the podium Ryan Butler, Senior Vice President of Retail for Heritage Family Credit Union. Ryan, if you want to say a few words. Or Mark, just kidding.
Ryan's just closing up our branch, our new branch that's at Tri-State Credit Union. We just merged with them, so we're really excited about that. So he's just taking care of that, driving safe up here. He will be here. I just want to say, thanks for coming out here. As AVP of Community Development for Heritage Family Credit Union, I really believe in Matt and his team at the Chamber and all that they do. And just to see you come out, it sees how you value his work. And I really encourage you to take advantage of all the opportunities, the educational opportunities that they present throughout the year. There's so much going on, and just really stay active with the Chamber. It's your Chamber, and really communicate with the Chamber too. I think Matt and his Chamber are really great about talking and figuring out our needs as the credit union. And I'm sure he'll talk about some of the awesome changes coming out. And it's really great. I really encourage you to utilize the Chamber and also utilize the credit union. We're a not-for-profit financial cooperative, local. We are very, very committed to the Bennington region. As you can see, we've got our branch. We've had our branch down on Pleasant Street, and now with our commitment merging with Tri-State, it just solidifies our commitment to the area. And if you don't know about us and don't know about our services, come in and check us out, or talk to one of our many people here that we have come to our Chamber tonight. So thanks a lot, and enjoy the evening.
For some reason, I thought you were going to throw me for a loop there, Mark. I should have known. So before we hop into the next section, which is Matt's going to talk about our 2027 vision, I just wanted to give you a little bit of back history. In 2017, we created a 2020 vision that was really our strategic compass that, in hindsight, really guided us and prepared us for the pandemic. Looking back, it's much easier, obviously, but it definitely positioned us really well to weather the storm of the pandemic. And for the first few years post-pandemic, like many other organizations, we really focused on looking in the rearview mirror. And this past year, this board, this team, we made a commitment to stop looking back and to start looking forward, dedicating our time and reevaluating and reimagining our direction, our goals, and our strategies to remain relevant and effective and aligned with the ever-evolving environment. So this year, I challenged our team to step outside of our comfort zone and make really bold, forward decisions, forward thinking that would set us apart and position us for success. And Matt's going to hop into that 2027. But before we do that, and Matt, I'm going to go offline. And you always tell me to stick to a. And you
never do.
And I never do. But I just want to take a special moment and pay special recognition to Matt. As an organization, we're able to make these bold, forward-thinking decisions because of Matt's talent and leadership of the Chamber. And I'm pleased to share, if many of you may not know this, but this past year, the Certified Association Executive Commission of American Society of Association Executives, it's a mouthful, CAE, awarded Matt the CAE credential. That CAE is the highest professional credential in the association industry and is NCCA accredited. To earn the CAE credential, you must pass a challenging exam that requires a commitment to ethical fitness and excellence. And the CAE executive demonstrates a deep understanding of ethical fitness and leadership in the field of association management. And Matt was focused, committed, and his passion, he earned that great acknowledgement. So, as we move forward to make these bold decisions, we couldn't do it without Matt. And So Matt, I just want to say thank you, and for all of you as members of this organization, it's important to know that we have that talent leading this organization. So thank you. Now you can come over. Now we're back on track.
Yeah,
So.
thank you.
Thank you, everybody. What a great filled room with Southshire and Northshire. I was reminded of two things as we begin tonight. First, my staff reminded me that I've been doing the annual meeting for 10 years now. And not a lick of gray hair on me, but I swear to God, we've been doing it for 10 years. I see Jonah in the front row. He was one of our presidents. We've had a lot of our board members for many, many years. I think of Tom and Brenda, really kind of shepherding me through those first couple of years. It was an interesting time, and as Shannon alluded to, right at the pinnacle of an unfortunate Manchester chamber closure, and really a decision to move forward as a regional chamber. So that was number one. I'm going to forget number two, but really I think being up here tonight, and I want to thank you, Shannon, and your kind words, really dedicated to the profession here and dedicated to this region and to the staff and to the board and to all of you. And so hopefully as we kind of go through the vision and our little show and tell here over the last couple months, really want, hopefully that comes through for you, that we've really taken some time, done some reflection, and hopefully charting a bold path forward. So without further ado, we'll kind of hop into this. I'll do a little ad lib here as we go through the slides, and then as we kind of get to the end, I'll have some special words to say. So, to remind all of you, this is your membership organization, right? And so the mission for us and all of you belonging to this organization is to promote, lead, and advocate a unified effort on behalf of our members to maintain and improve a healthy business climate, and a rewarding quality of life for the entire shires of Vermont, or the shires of Southwestern Vermont as it's now known. Where have we been? And I'm a little bit of a history nerd, so hopefully you'll bear with me. But I think it's also important for a lot of our members to understand where this chamber has been. This is not a yesterday organization. It hasn't been around for 10 years. We've been around for more than 100 years. And so in 1911, we actually were formed as the Bennington Board of Trade. 1925, we become an official Chamber of Commerce. And we've got the magazine or the newspaper articles to prove it. There's a great binder that we found with our original bylaws in it from 1911. That is some fancy cursive that the next generation will not be able to read. So, 1969, we start to get established with the state of Vermont, so we become an official nonprofit corporation or incorporated. 1987, Tom, Brenda, you might have been around at least at the beginning of this. We end up expanding to become the Bennington Area Chamber. And so what we were finding is it wasn't just Bennington proper that we were serving, it ended up being Hoosick Falls, Williamstown, Shaftesbury, a little bit into Arlington. Even some Manchester businesses were belonging to the Bennington Area Chamber. 2008, I think, is always just a great milestone and marker. It doesn't really have to do with the complete history because there's so much good, rich history. But the Garlic Fest is actually purchased by the Chamber from Steve and Joy. Remember, it had started in 1995 over in Wilmington. It outgrew Wilmington pretty quickly. And then through the process, over the course of 2007, 2008, we purchased Garlic Fest, which, I think is, let's just pause on that for a minute, is so important when we look at, and this started in 2015, and we see it with Manchester, but I see it all around the state, where when I first became a chamber director, we had 55 chambers, and now we're down to 29, and there's probably 28 by the end of this year. So we've been kind of decimated by a variety of things that are impacting a lot of our nonprofits, but Garlic Fest is one of those things that saves us every year, and that's not available to every chamber, so we're very, very grateful for that. 2017, as Shannon mentioned, we announced our vision, or our 2020 vision. 2020, in January, we actually become the Southwestern Vermont. In January, we actually file, and we get it on March 11th, and of course on March 15th, the world closes, the U.S. closes, Vermont closes. So we've gone through, as Shannon said, kind of, not just looking in the rearview mirror, we also did triage. We did triage with all of you. We went door to door. I remember that very distinctly. I remember driving up the Hogback Mountain to get the alcohol to put in all your squirt bottles. I mean, that's what we were doing back then for the last 2 or 3 years. And I think to Shannon's point and the board here, really taking 2023 and 2024, eventually getting to the place of, the pandemic is probably most likely, most of it is in the rearview mirror. Let's start a path forward. And so in 2024, we embarked on a 2027 vision, which I'm calling Regionalism 2.0, and you'll kind of see why we're going into that area. So oftentimes I get, what can a chamber do? I mean, what are you guys even about? Are you government? Are you quasi-government? Who reports to you? Do you get tax money? Well, what can a chamber actually accomplish? And I found this over the course of the last year, and I think it's absolutely fascinating, and I just wanted to use as a little bit of an encouragement for all of us to think, wow, maybe we could do something like that. Did you know that the Chamber of Commerce spearheaded the construction of the Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco? It established the Panama Canal. So that was the various U.S. chambers down on the border establishing the Panama Canal with Teddy Roosevelt. Mount Rushmore, Rapid City Chamber. They spearheaded, both Montana and Wyoming chambers spearheaded the preservation of Yellowstone National Park. They ended Al Capone's reign. I love this story. So the funny part about this story is Eliot Ness's cousin was on the board of the Chicago Association, and they kept trying to nail Al Capone, Eliot Ness and his crew, and they said, why don't you go through the back door? Why don't you get him for tax evasion? And so his cousin, who was on that board, talked to Eliot Ness, and that's how they established going after Al Capone. The Miss America pageant, formed by the Atlantic City Chamber. Statue of Liberty celebration, New York Chamber. Revitalizing Times Square, the Times Square Alliance, or what was a Chamber of Commerce. Saving Niagara Falls, Buffalo Chamber. Dallas Cowboy Stadium, helping to bring in that. The Kentucky Derby Festival by Louisville. The launching of the Oscars with the Hollywood Chamber, and also creating the Hollywood Walk of Fame with the Hollywood Chamber. And one thing I'll note, and that's from the book Magicians of Main Street, which I think is just a great title. But did you know that anytime the Hollywood sign gets shown in a movie, guess who gets paid? Royalties. The Chamber of Commerce. So imagine all the time you see people hanging out on the sign, or Sin City, or whatever you're watching. All goes back. Some of it goes back to the chamber. So, Vision 2027, and you kind of see it here, and we've shown it a little bit. But I just want to acknowledge, if you're a board member of the chamber, can you just raise your hand? We got Shannon, Mark, Brenda. Yeah, a round of applause for them. These guys have been meeting over the last year. We met in Arlington for a robust retreat. We did some background research. We did interviews. We did surveying. We brought it all together at a 4-hour retreat. And if that wasn't enough, we made them do it all over again in 3 more meetings, just to make sure, hey, this is what we really want to say, right? So the 2027 vision for the chamber is to cultivate a vibrant regional economy driven by innovation and collaboration, where commerce thrives in harmony with the stunning natural landscapes and welcoming diverse communities. And I think, I speak for all of us when I say that, we really felt like that mixed together that kind of the business and workforce and economic development with the fact that we live in Southwestern Vermont, just an absolutely beautiful place to live, and that it brought together the valleys and the mountains and all that we love about it, while also pushing forward an economic agenda. So how do we do this, and how do we go forward and pull together this vision over the next 2 to 3 years? And so I like to say that strategic pillars literally hold up our vision. So often, you have to cascade that. Okay, Matt, how is the staff going to do that? Well, let's give you some focal points. Let's give you some pillars to focus on. And so this is what the board came up with, promoting. So they looked to this vision and said, we believe in the promotion, attraction, and retention of people to this region. We believe in the collaboration or the convening, participating, and cultivating people within our region. And we believe in empowering, informing, educating, and activating people from our region. So we felt like those were three things. It's not just promotion of travel and tourism. It's like Luis, right? The ability to promote, the ability to come to here to start a family, to start work here, to add to the economy. It's about collaborating. It's about this tonight. It's about us working with government officials, quasi-government officials, people all over our region, and bringing them together, not just for us to work with you, but that you can work together. And then empowering, right? The idea that, we're not going to tell you one way or the other. We're going to provide the information and hopefully the educational platform for you to decide on your own, but we're going to be there for the journey all along the way. The three main initiatives that we're going to focus on in the next 2 to 3 years, I've kind of already mentioned it, but a workforce development. And that will be creating a top-of-the-line workforce through relocation, retention, and talent development efforts. It'll be around business development, creating a new generation of businesses and organizations adept at tomorrow's best practices. So we know that we've got organizations and businesses that, are twilighting, that they're closing. We know that in our main streets. And so part of the job of the Chamber is to, A, come alongside those businesses, help them with succession planning and turnkey option for the next owner, but also to build up our entrepreneurial base too, to make sure that we have people from startup to legacy businesses feeling supported. And then finally, community development. And this is to create a thriving, welcoming, and diverse region filled with many different types of communities. So Garlic Fest is a community. So our Women in Leadership group is a community. And so we hope to give back to the community in all those ways as well. So some of the programs, key projects, you'll see them a little bit in some of the programming that you received in your paper copy, but we'll just kind of go through them and add a little bit of context. So 3 big buckets, like we mentioned: workforce, business, and community. So we'll go through workforce first, then business, then community. So some of the things we're going to be offering, you've all heard about the retention and relocation program, the GROW program with Luis. That's a state-funded grant that we received for 2 years. I'm happy to share that we've been extended somewhat indefinitely for that, so we'll have Luis with us for a long, long time. And Luis is probably, at this point, and he's out there somewhere, he's probably talking to 3 to 4 to 5 families a week. So they've really, in year 2, they're starting to ramp up the promotion of this. And look, I think we can be honest with saying there are going to be some refugees, more or less, coming to Vermont and wanting to be more part of Vermont than ever before. And so what a great way to have an option for them to have concierge service. That means Luis is there, they file through a form, and he will take them around and show them who the best plumber is, the dentist, answer questions, connect them to the principal, anything like that. There are some ways that we might expand that program for some of our top tier members, which may be a concierge recruitment. So one of the things that came up in some of our membership analysis was, Matt, I can get the doctors here. It's the spouses that I'm trying to keep here. So if we could take the doctors and show them all that there is to offer, could you take the spouse and show them the community, the civic stuff, the schools, the dentist? And so those are some partnerships, and it's not just doctors, it's engineers, it's entrepreneurs, it's all those types of things that we're going to look to expand in year 2 and 3 of this program. One that we're very excited about, we heard this for many years as well, is what we're calling the Leadership Institute. That will be supervisory training for startup, or I should say, for young managers or young to-be managers. What we heard was, Matt, I have some people on the line. I'd like to turn them into a team leader. I'd like to have them manage some greater staff. I think of a lot of our financial institutions that have asked that. I think of some of our manufacturers that have asked that. So the Chamber's going to roll out a 5-night supervisory training-ish, what we're going to call the Leadership Institute. They will get certified by the Chamber and hopefully go back into your workforce and be able to work and build your teams up as well. So that's part of our retention thought process as well. We do sit on our workforce and education boards, and Luis spearheads a lot of that effort. some of you participate in this, and I just think it's worth noting. And again, thinking of workforce, how do we keep our workers here and retain them and grow them? The VACE program is part of your dental and vision, but they've added a lot more stuff to it, pet insurance. So if you go to VACE, the website, and even our website, and you can get there from our website, you can, because you're a chamber member, you get discounted dental, vision, and a lot of other insurances. So I encourage you to check that out, and especially as business owners, a great way to retain and build your benefits package for your staff. We'll talk more about this. We're actually going to have a member of Shire's Young Professionals come up after me, but the Shire's Young Professionals is part of our retention strategy. How do we keep young people here? How do we make sure that one of your workers gets to meet 3 to 5 people that they become friends with? Salary will change. Job description will change. We know we're not keeping them here either with a great salary or without a great salary. We know that, quite frankly, they need to have social connection, and then the other follows. And our workforce partnerships, and so that's Department of Labor, that's the town of Bennington, that's a lot of the partnerships that we have when we travel around the state and work on. Okay, business initiatives. So these are the things in the next 3 or 4 years that we want to roll out that kind of complement that vision that says, how do we build great new businesses in Southwestern Vermont? So we're very excited to launch a couple of these new programs. This one we're calling the Expert Power Hour. This will replace our Lunch and Learns, and it'll be 60 minutes of an expert, subject matter expert, training people online, so you can do it right at the comfort of your business chair or your commercial kitchen. But we're going to have topics, everything from social media marketing, HR, legal, financial, things that just within a quick hour you can learn a little bit more about to help your business. Another one we're going to work on, and we have 2 or 3 of them this year, are what we're calling focus roundtables. What we heard was, get over the casual part of coffee and conversations. Let's dig in. You did so much of that during COVID. You guys really helped us with our roundtables, digital or in person, that were really solutions-based. And so we'd like to go back to solutions-based. So focus roundtable stands for fostering opportunities, collaboration, and unique solutions. So we're going to have our board members lead some of those discussions. So we have a workforce and ed one that we're going to lead first, and Rob Bainey with Southwest Tech and some of our other board members are going to lead that one. So really helping the fact that it's not just the staff, not just Matt, but can our board members provide their expertise and their facilitation skills to help drive solutions. A deep dive, many of you have participated in our deep dives. Those are our kind of in-depth 2-hour workshops. So a little bit different than this Expert Power Hour. Get in, get out. This one's more, how do I dig in and really learn about this tool? One of the first ones we're doing in the spring is AI for business and nonprofit. So we're bringing in an expert speaker on AI and how to apply that to your business models. So we're very excited to offer that. Another one that we're very excited about is the Startup Academy at the Chamber of Commerce. This one will be an entrepreneurial boot camp. Come for 5 nights at the Chamber, and if you have an idea, if you want to launch a business, you even think you want to launch a business, come sign up for this, and we'll lead you through kind of the foundational elements of starting a business. The idea here is, too, that I kind of push home to my staff and board. One, you walk out of there with a business plan of some type. That's got to be the base level. You got to walk out with a business plan that you could walk to a bank with, and they'd say, this looks good. And 2, if we don't launch a business, we've had a couple of these incubators over the last couple of years. If we don't show that we're launching businesses after a couple of years, we're gonna shelter this down. Our KPI, our reason for doing this is to launch new businesses in Southwestern Vermont. It's not kind of to promote, and have promotion. It's to say, can we get 2 or 3 launching? Not just tech incubators or anything like that. We want to have bakers come. We want to have bookkeepers come. We want to have, if you want to open an ice cream store, we want you to come. If you want to start to think of taking over a retail store that is going to eventually pass hands, we want to prepare you for that as well. Southwestern Vermont Chamber legislative programs. So this again will pick up with our legislative breakfast at the Dorset Inn. Thank you, Steve Bryant, in a couple of weeks, and we'll conclude at the end of the year with our partner program with Vermont Chamber, and then all the in-between stuff, including your Monday Matters, and there's a couple other things we're going to roll out in the new year. And then Director Circle, this one's going to be kind of an interesting one for our top tier members. What we also heard was, could some of the C-suite leaders get together in the region? We saw such a great example of that with the Bennington Redevelopment Group and with the expansion of the Putnam Block. And so part of the vision for the chamber is, okay, how do we create 3 or 4 times that when we're going all up and down the shires? And so making sure that our C-suite leaders can get together, our institutional leaders that can get together and can move the needle, and can we provide them a platform to come together and have major conversations for the region. And then finally, community initiatives. We've got the 30th anniversary Garlic Fest coming up, 30th. Round of applause for that. That's 30 years of Garlic Fest. We've got our Homebrew Festival coming up in May. We've got the Women in Leadership Luncheon in May as well. We'll be back at Hildean's Lincoln Hall for that, so we're very excited to have that one, and we are looking for a keynote as we speak. The Heart of the Shires, which celebrates our nonprofits and civic leaders, that's in the fall. That'll be in the South Shire this year. One new element that we're going to implement this year and for the next couple of years is called the Symposium. I like to kind of call it a mini conference. So come for 2 hours. We're going to have a robust conversation on civic discourse this time. And so each year or each season, we're going to have something. We're hoping to host that at Bennington College and hoping to get some reporters up there that can speak a little bit more to journalism and civic discourse during this time. And then we have our Shires brand. So again, as a community initiative, we do view our travel and tourism and the ability to have that brand, the Shires of Vermont, we'll talk a little bit more about that as a partner, be part of our community initiatives. Let's talk a little bit about those enterprise models. So I don't know how many of our members know this, but when you think of the chamber at the top, and then we have these affiliations down below. And so I'll walk through some of those affiliations. I think it's important to know that it's not just one-dimensional community chamber of commerce, that we actually have a couple different organizations, what as a business you might call a subsidiary. We don't in the nonprofit world. But just important for us to know. So we have our Shires DMO. Many of you know about that. That is the regional brand. It doesn't require membership. You are part of the Shires DMO because you belong in the region. And so when we have that, one of the new kind of things we're going to kick off is our quarterly meetings with other DMOs, which includes the BBC, which is the Better Bennington Corporation, and the MBA, Manchester Business Association. We haven't done that in a while, and I'm looking over at John, and I don't know if Jean made it up, but we've started to pick that back up to say, how do we compound our efforts, not just in the town of Bennington, not just in Manchester, how do we share our knowledge and share our tools? And speaking of sharing the tools, we did apply and get the $85,000 tourism grant. And so we're going to be dedicating a comprehensive marketing campaign for the whole region in 2025 for that. Part of the tools there we plan to share with the BBC and the NBA. And so that's, again, part of our synergistic energy that we want to make sure that we're all sharing. And then we have our assets that we've had for quite some time. We have the travel guide, the distribution program. Remember, we have the State Welcome Center as well, so that is an asset to all of you. And then our many, subscribers and social media. The young professionals, and we're going to have Franklin Cody come up in a couple of minutes just to share with you a little bit more about their vision. This was started as a group under the chamber, and basically what we said was a couple things. Bennington Young Professionals and North Shire Young Professionals, nothing was going on with them. So we asked both their leadership, could we combine it under the chamber a while ago at this point. Part of that vision was, and I remember sharing it with Shannon and Jonah and others, it was a pathway to leadership. That part of the purpose of that was not just to make sure that young people had a good time. It was to say, we believe in connecting with young people early on in their chamber journey, to grow them up, to have them be part of a committee, to encourage volunteerism, to give them leadership skills, so that one day they could become the president of the Chamber of Commerce. And so we saw that, if not a cradle to career, we saw that as you could join the young professionals as a 22-year-old, and in 10 years or 20 years, you could go through that SYP board, become the chair, join our board, become committee member, become an officer, and eventually become a president. And so we're still committed to that. We're committed to that probably more today than we ever have been. And I know Again, Franklin's going to speak a little bit to that a little bit later. So social networking, leadership development, and volunteerism, like I said. We have our grow and relocation. We do see that kind of as an arm of the chamber. It's so big, it's so massive. It's a big grant. We have a whole other body in our building for it. So really committed to the relocation or concierge service for families looking to move to Southern Vermont. The retention of them, and we view the SYP as a retention mechanism in partnership with the GROW so that we can retain young talent. And then our partnerships, and that's so huge for Luis, and you know, all of us participate in the GROW in some way. You can't have a staff of 4 and not have people, you know, Luis was here tonight helping us set up for this, but we're there helping him too. So that's, and I would encourage you, as Shannon said, connect them with your HR department, connect them with your recruitment department, education, large employers. This is an asset for all of you. And he can go out there and promote and work with your people to make sure they have a smooth transition to Southwestern Vermont. So, how do we do this? Matt, that's great, that's good, but you need money to do that. You need funding, you need resources. So how do we do this? And the board and staff have worked, and we have a variety of different things that we're planning to do in the next couple of years that will help offset some of the work and the funding and the resources for that. Tonight, I'd like to share one big one with you. Would that be okay? Can we share one of the big ways that we're going to do this? And I think it's important because this is going to be transformational for all of you and your membership in the next couple of years. So, over the next 15 years, I'm going to read some of my notes here just so we get it right. Over the next 15 months, we will be under comprehensive overhaul of our membership structure to better align with the diverse needs, is what we found when we did our research, and ambitions of our members. Moving forward, we recognize that our members engage with the chamber in different ways. Some of you are business builders. You're focused on growth and networking. We see that in our small, mid-sized businesses, our startups, our entrepreneurs, our solopreneurs, people that just started, our smaller firms. You want to build, you want to network, you want to grow. Some of you are business investors. You've been in the game for 10 or 20 years. You're seeking strategic impact and creating a legacy for your business. So we see that with our well-established businesses and retailers and restaurants. Some of you are community investors. Community builders, dedicated to collaboration and civic engagement. I think of, you know, VNA and hospice and our health center. You guys are so committed to building the community. We think of our banks and even our manufacturers and some of our new members, Hoffman Car Wash out there. You truly are community builders. And finally, we also see it in our community investors. And these people are truly committed to shaping the region. These are our foundations, our major nonprofits, our large corporations. They're visionary members who invest in the growth and the impact of their community. We know this because over the past year, we've been working with a cross-section of membership. Some of you are here tonight, and we asked what are ways we can improve the membership experience. We believe in a membership designed by members, for members. So we would never do this in a vacuum. We would go out to you and say, okay, what do you think? And so we want to make sure that this is designed by members, for members. A special thank you to that group of members. You don't have to give away your secret. Some of you know that you're on that committee, but we want to thank you tonight for helping us along the way. And we know that we've got a meeting coming up to kind of solidify a lot of this. So here's what we're going to introduce. To better serve this spectrum of engagement, we will begin in this summer, to introduce a value-based membership model, featuring a tiered structure that ensures members receive the right level of benefits at the right time in their business and professional journey. For some, chamber membership is about access to networking and foundational support. You'll find that in our connector level and our builder level. And you'll kind of see this is what we're playing with in terms of cost. And when we actually add up all the benefits that we've been providing or will provide in the future, that's the value you'll be receiving on that level. And we have the data to back that up. Otherwise, others will be seeking deeper engagement through education, workshops, and leadership development. You'll find that in our leader level and our partner level. And for those of you who see the broader vision and wish to invest in the future of our region, we will offer high-level partnership opportunities, providing exclusive concierge-level benefits for a return for major financial investment. You'll find that in our champion level and our guardian level, what we're kind of thinking of guardian of the community. So guardian of all that's good and holy in the shires of Vermont. And so even though that's a high level, and there may be only one or two of you in the whole membership, we're also very excited to offer that amount of value, which I don't think we've ever calculated, nor have we ever put kind of pen to paper and really committed to. So we're excited to do that. By tailoring our offerings to meet the evolving needs of our members and creating a sustainable pathway for revenue growth, we can ensure the long-term vision and success of our Vision 2027, fueling economic vitality, strengthening our workforce, and fostering a more vibrant and connected community. So, in conclusion, I'm fond of this quote. It's probably an overused quote by Margaret Mead at this point, but I find it just truly and really represents the staff, the board, our enterprise partners, and the mighty members of this otherwise rather small nonprofit. And it goes, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. So, hopefully you'll join us on this journey. We're very excited about it. Please give us feedback tonight. We'll be, all throughout the spring and summer, we'll be receiving feedback and letting us know. And we just thank you for being here tonight. So thank you. So I have the pleasure now of introducing one of our strongest enterprise partners in actualizing our vision, the Shire's Young Professionals, and their current treasurer, Franklin Cody. Come on up, Franklin.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
My name is Franklin Cody. I'm the treasurer of the Shire's Young Professional. The Shire's Young Professional is a volunteer-run organization focused on building community and lasting connections for young workers in the Bennington County area in partnership with the Southwestern Vermont Chamber of Commerce. We have over 100 members, and Shire's Young Professionals provides a platform for young and new Vermonters to develop professionally, engage with our community, and make lasting professional and personal connections. Through events such as our volunteerism, civic engagement, professional development, and even social gatherings, our members are not only building relationships with each other, but also building connections with local businesses, local nonprofits, and communities. Over the last year, we put on many different events, including volunteering at Second Chance Animal Shelter in Arlington, a social event at Seesaw's Lodge in Peru, hosting the 3rd annual St. Patrick's Day pub crawl in downtown Bennington, personal favorite of mine, and much more. We are looking forward to continuing to host many more successful events in 2025. Shire's Young Professional is thankful for our continued partnership with Southwestern Vermont Chamber of Commerce, and our goals align with the Chamber's 2027 vision because we are what I like to call the boots on the ground of workforce development and retention. We strive to build a sense of community and belonging for young and new Vermonters, both of which Bennington County desperately needs more of. Again, for many of our members, Shire's Young Professionals offers an important sense of belonging and connection. Our programming helps Vermonters, new and old, feel like a part of the community. So, if you are interested in joining us or supporting our efforts, I'd be happy to connect at some point tonight. Thank you.
All right, we're moving along. Don't worry, the last little piece we can wrap up pretty quickly. I think we're having Shannon, you're going to come back and you're going to do new directors and officers, and then Bill and I will present the budget.
So this is an introduction of new directors. These have previously been voted on by ballot. This year we welcome Ahmed Yasser to the board. And again, the slate of officers already voted: Brenda Jones, ex officio, Bill Deveneaux, treasurer, Maru Leon Griffin in the back. Thank you, as vice president, and myself as president. That's this year's slate of officers. And Bill, you want to step forward for the budget?
The green button that shows arrow.
Great. Good evening, everyone. This is the part that probably no one really wants to take a long time on, so we'll go through it pretty quick so you don't have to listen to me or go through this very much. Everybody's had a chance to look at the budget. We sent it out already by email. We did answer a couple questions people had. This is the balance sheet as of the end of this calendar year. This is last year's budget along with the actuals for the year to date. This was a budget where we invested a lot in planning for the chamber. And then this is the 2025 budget. I do want to highlight just a couple things on here. When you look at the last one, there was no programming line. This year we have some exciting programming. We now have an income line for programming, for sponsorships and things like that. And then on the expenses, you also see strategic planning and value-based membership, which is some more expenses we're going to have. At this time, I just ask for someone to make a motion to move forward and approve the budget.
So moved. Tom Daly first.
Tom Daly is the first. Do we have a second?
Second.
Perfect. Mark seconded. And all in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Great. All opposed? Thank goodness. Okay, good. Everybody have a great night. Thank you very much.
Okay, so here's kind of the agenda for the rest of the night. I'm going to have Shannon come back up, and you're going to officially close the business portion of the meeting. We're going to let everybody get up, refresh a little bit, grab some food, not too long, 20-ish minutes, because then we're going to come back and we're going to have Reagan and Union South present the awards. And so there are 4 awards. Kind of like the Oscars, we'll watch them on this big screen TV. Shouldn't take a lot of time, but we do want to honor those people. So Shannon, come up and close the meeting. Take a break, grab some cocktails and some food, and then we'll call you back in about 20-25 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you all again for coming out tonight. I appreciate you all being here, and we'll officially close the meeting. It's adjourned.
Hi, I'm Brenna Massaro from the Shasberry Country Store, and on behalf of myself, my husband Joe, and all of our wonderful staff at the store, we want to say a sincere thank you to the Chamber for voting us New Member of the Year. We really appreciate it, and with deep gratitude, we want to say thank you to the Chamber and the community that has graciously accepted us. Thank you.
We want to thank everyone who nominated us and the Chamber for believing in us and bestowing this award upon us. We didn't really expect this at all in our first full year of business, but here we are, thanks to the Chamber. And we promise to keep supporting our community, providing IT support and services to businesses and individuals alike. And this is my sister Lena, who's working with us now, and she's a college student at CCV. And Lena would like to add something.
I am very grateful to the Chamber for giving us this award. Yes, we've only been going for a year, or about 2 years now, but it's been a very amazing 2 years. And we couldn't have had a lot of that business without the Chamber events. And so I am very happy for everything you've done for us. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lisa Byer, and I'm the Executive Director of GNAT-TV here in the south part of our county.
My name is Tammie Reilly. I'm the Executive Director of GNAT-TV, serving the Northshire and mountain communities.
Tammie and I are both really honored on behalf of GNAT-TV and GNAT-TV to receive the Regional Visionary Award. It's a testament to the power of community media in our communities.
Our missions are to amplify local voices, connect community, and share the important stories that make the Shire so special.
We really want to thank the Chamber for valuing local programming, media education, and government transparency. We also want to thank our teams, our boards, our volunteers, and the communities that we serve. After all, that's why we do what we do.
We're looking forward to continuing our work and to building a more informed and connected Shires of Vermont.
So, from both of us, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Jay's Winnenberg from Jay's Art Shop and Frame Gallery, and also Jay's Cards and Gifts on South Street in downtown Bennington. We're going to talk a little bit about how the custom framing business is, and we're at the table where people bring their works in. We usually lay them out on here, put little weights on them, and then we pick a frame, the glass, and the mats. And over in here we have all different mat colors. And I'll just pick one out here. And we stock all of these, so this tells us what bin it's in, bin 61, and the name of it and the number of it, and we put that on the framing slip. This is a series called Vermont. See, it says Vermont on there type of thing. And it's a whole series. I use this for a lot of rustic scenes or Vermont styles, meadows, farm scenes, and so on. And that comes in all these colors, not only the green, but the blue, maroon, and so on right here. So this is one of my favorites, and a lot of people like that because we take in a lot of Vermont type of scenes. Another one is this is more like a heavy barn board look type of thing. And it has a very rustic look, like it was taken off of a barn right here in southern Vermont. Very contemporary type of thing. So this would be a silver, which will go nice. And of course we have lots of golds. I'll just grab one down from here. This is a nice gold with a bit of a distress type of, and for the certain type of artworks, it goes nice. And what I often try and do when we work with a client is to match up the frame and mats with the subject matter, the caricature of it, so that the frame and mat help further develop the artwork that's already on there type of thing.